Welcome back to the Westmoreland Sports Network for our Recruiting Thursday feature, brought to you by Sendell Volkswagen in Greensburg. We would love to meet you. Jack Ridenour here with you, and I'm now joined by Greensburg Central Catholic baseball player and recent Penn State baseball commit, Anthony Grippo. Anthony, first off, my friend, thanks so much for joining. Congrats on this commitment. I mean, how does this feel that you've made this decision, all settled, and you can enjoy the rest of your time in high school?
Oh yeah, sure. And thank you again for congratulating me. And no, it's been great, great opportunity. And yeah, it definitely makes it easier for me for going in my next 2 years with high school and stuff. So yeah, I'm glad that I got to figure it out pretty early.
Well, I want to jump right into it because obviously Penn State, Big Ten baseball, you're playing Power Five baseball in the future. So what was it about the school, the program, the team that ultimately drew you to Penn State?
Honestly, Coach Gambino, he came up there this past year, and he went right after it into his first season. He just came from Boston College, and he got his new staff up there. And I mean, I just couldn't turn down what they had. They have a bunch of great guys up there, and obviously, like you said, Big Ten baseball. So yeah, just a great opportunity what they got going on up there.
Have you decided or figured out what you might be majoring in when you go there?
Yeah, it's between like three things right now, between like business, finance, and exercise science. When I'm older, if I don't get to work out with the draft and stuff like that, or even after that, I would like to have my own training facility with like sports and strength and conditioning, and with the baseball side of it. So all three of those kind of go into play, but I want to feel like I'm not working. You know what I mean? Just want to have some fun every day and make a little bit of money off it. So
Hey, as they say, my friend, when you're doing something you love, you're never working a day in your life. So I like that.
exactly.
And I'm glad you got a plan B too. I think that's big because some guys, they go into it and it's plan A and plan A only. And you sometimes have to have that plan B. But I want to get
Yeah.
into just the recruiting process with you as a whole. I mean, what were some other schools that you were on their radar, they were on your radar, and just that overall you were interested in?
So going into the process, the new rule with August 1st with like the upcoming junior year is when I was allowed to talk to the schools. So Penn State was my number one going into it. I don't really want to put any schools out in the spotlight, but within that first few like 2 days, there was about 20 that called me, and gave me some good opportunities. But going into it, Penn State was my number one. So what they gave me that call, and I didn't hesitate. I took that right away. So.
Was it overwhelming at all when you kind of get, almost an avalanche of phone calls all in a fairly short period of time?
I mean, it did a little bit, but at the same time, it's what I've been working for, and I was so excited for the day. Honestly, I didn't sleep well the night before. It was between 12 and 3 a.m. Schools were hitting my phone, and then I decided to go to bed right around like a little after 3, and then they hit it real hard again at like 6:30 in the morning. So I didn't sleep well that night at all. Um, but honestly, I couldn't. I set my alarm. I was up an hour and a half before. I was ready to go. So
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you might as well just pull the all-nighter. It's past
yeah,
3
exactly.
a.m. I mean, who knows what happens after that hour? But that's incredible that you obviously were getting that much attention and whatnot. And it's great that you were able to keep Penn State at the top of that list. Talk a little bit about how, you came into contact with Penn State and vice versa. I mean, what's the story with how they first saw you?
So they started watching me this year at my during my high school season. They came to two of my high school games, and then they kind of followed me throughout the summer. They couldn't say much because, like I said, the rule with the August 1st. But they were just about at every single one of my games and events this summer, and Georgia and yeah, Georgia and all over the state. I played a few in PA. But yeah, everywhere I was, just about every game I played, they were at.
Well, it's also important to find a place that's committed to you. Obviously, we always talk about where are the players being committed or where they're committing, but it's also you want to make sure that school is committed to you in some way. But I want to get into
Exactly.
your play on the field and just you as a player overall. I mean, what do you think in your game, offensively, defensively, as a baseball player, do you think can carry over into the college game and you think will allow for you to have a smooth transition?
Yeah, well, I'd say ever since I was younger, I was always, I thought I was always well with my hitting. But I think what helped me over this past year really develop was I used to catch and pitch, And, it's a lot on your arm and stuff like that. And trying to, be good at multiple things isn't like the best for your overall. So this offseason, I really just focused on just catching and really, developing and fine tuning myself with that position. And I think that honestly was the best move for me.
With your background as a pitcher, how much has that helped you as a catcher, maybe relating to the guy that's throwing to you on the mound and maybe even giving your advice if, say, you were out there still throwing? I mean, how has that maybe in a way helped you out as a catcher?
It's not so much of the pitching side of it. Honestly, I think it's the mental thing. Like when I go on mound visits and stuff like that, I can kind of relate to like what guys are going through like harder situations and stuff like that. But I do think that pitching definitely helped me catching, building arm strength and stuff like that over the years. But like I said, it's the best decision to just switch to catching.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, you might as well just keep it simple, my friend. That's very important for sure. But I want to get into this year because I think everybody that is in the Western Pennsylvania area knows that we had a lot of rain in the springtime. So obviously that throws a wrench into your baseball season. And I think I saw that you guys had 3 or 4 cancellations within the first 2.5, 3 weeks. So what was that like for you and your team at GCC, just basically trying to get on the field and just play a game of baseball?
Well, it definitely sucked for us because I know like all the boys, we're ready to go throughout the day and you're amped up all day and you get that thing over the intercom at 11 a.m. and saying, your game's canceled and you just got practice indoors, So we take advantage of it. We, get the guys together and getting our swings in the inside. But, it definitely sucks getting our games canceled. But we still got our work in. And I think overall it actually benefited us. We took advantage of the opportunity to work in the cage and stuff like that. And I feel like, it worked for us. I think it was well.
Well, I know that you guys made a run into the playoffs and you got a big win in the first round, but then ultimately lost in the quarterfinals. How much do you think that loss maybe has, in a way, motivated this group for this upcoming year? I know that we're still a couple months away, but I mean, just the sense and maybe the feel that you get from the other guys. I mean, how much do you think of a motivator has that loss been for this upcoming year?
I mean, I feel like it definitely lit a fire under our guys, and we're looking for big things this year. We got a lot of our guys back. We're missing some good guys, but definitely got a lot of guys back in the freshman class. We're looking for some good guys, including my cousin. I feel like he's going to be a big part. And, getting to play 2 years of baseball with him has been one of my things I've been looking forward to. So, yeah, I'm definitely amped up for it. And I know some of the other guys, took that one personal, that loss. And, that, like I said, it lit a fire under all of us. And I think we're ready to go for this year. I think we're looking for big things.
Well, what do the next couple months look like for you and your team? I mean, you individually, obviously, probably just trying to stay in shape, work out and whatnot. But team-wise, I mean, what does it look like for maybe fall ball, for winter workouts? I mean, just what the next few months look like before the season?
I mean, like you said, it's the weather, it's PA. So, I mean, you don't know what you're going to get. But, the winter, we'll be in our gym. We got a cage in there. We got the hack attack machine. So we'll be getting in there, trying to replicate some pitchers and stuff like that. Working with the best as you can is inside because, I mean, can't do much inside. But, we get our work in, get some ground balls, pitchers will throw some bullpens. And, just kind of prepare for the season.
It's an interesting point you bring up because, most athletes that are, let's face it, in the northern area of our country, they're dealing with this same thing. So and you said it there kind of, are there benefits to playing inside in some way that maybe you can't get playing outside?
Honestly, I think the overall thing is the health side of it. Because I have a couple kids on my summer teams I play with, and they're all across the country, and they're playing 50, 60 games real early in the season. They'll have in 20 games before we have 5, and it's crazy. And I feel like a lot of the stress on their arm, having pitchers going out there throwing real early in the season and stretching it out the whole entire year. I feel like that's the thing I said with the health side of it, keeping guys healthy. So I feel like we do have an advantage to slowly ramp up into things as the weather gets nice, getting outside and getting the games in. But I definitely feel like it could be a benefit for health wise.
Yeah, 20 games before you guys have even played five is mind blowing. I mean,
No, yeah,
that's a month worth of baseball. That's a lot of baseball. But
yeah, it's
getting back,
crazy.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. But getting back into this year's team, I mean, what do you think some attributes are to this year's squad that can maybe help get over that hump that maybe weren't present and really accessible, if you will, this past season?
I feel like the big thing is the our lineup we're getting back. We have some real good bats we're getting back. With Shipley and Smead, other sophomores, and then we have some other juniors as well. And then our pitching staff will be real good. We had Smead last year. He he definitely helped us out a lot. He was a big arm, and having him come back, and then like I said, my cousin's coming up, and he's gonna be big time for us. So.
How exciting is that for you guys that you get to take the family onto the field?
Oh, I I've been waiting for it ever since I was little. Me and him both went to Mount Pleasant before, but then we both decided to transfer, and it was for the better for both of us. But we've been in for we're talking. I mean, we see each other, our family events, and me and him are real close. So me and him hang out and stuff like that. And just about every time we're talking about it, just we can't wait for it.
Yeah, well, definitely a really cool experience that you guys will get to enjoy these
Yeah,
next couple years together. That, let's face it, not many people can say they played baseball with their cousin. But Anthony, it's
yeah,
been great to get you on for Recruiting Thursday this week. Before we let you run, want to hear from you. I know you've got a lot of time before you head off to Penn State. I know you still have a couple years ahead of you, but
yeah,
when
for
your
sure.
time as a Centurion is up, what do you hope that your legacy is, whether it's on the field, off the field, that you leave behind at GCC that people will remember for a lifetime?
Honestly, the baseball side of it, it's gonna come and go. Like I'm either gonna do good or I'm not gonna do bad these next 2 years. So it's just how it works out. I hope it's gonna be good, but I want people to look back and say that I'm honestly one of the best teammates they've had. That's my thing. I feel like baseball is a team game, and you can't win baseball with just one guy. So I want everybody to be able to look back and stuff like that and just say that I was a good team player. So.
Well, it's a great philosophy, my friend, and I know that you will carry that with you through the rest of your time at GCC and obviously at Penn State. But again, Anthony, thanks so much for stopping by. Congratulations on the commitment and good luck this season.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's Penn State baseball commit Anthony Grippo. As always, thanks so much for joining us for another Recruiting Thursday feature brought to you by our friends at Sendell Volkswagen in Greensburg. We would love to meet you. Make sure you check out our other Recruiting Thursday features that are available on our YouTube channel. And as always, this is Jack Ridenour. Never saying a goodbye, simply a see you later, right here and only on the Westmoreland Sports Network.